Juanita, we are on air.
Okay, thank you. The TV and my clock don't always agree. All right. Okay. I call to order the 6th annual meeting of the corporate members of the Golden Rain Foundation of Laguna Woods, a California nonprofit mutual benefit corporation. And this is Wednesday, November 13th, 2024, 10 o'clock, and we are in the boardroom of the community center. We will start, as we always do, with the pledge, so if you will rise, please, and say with me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. All right, don't see Anita, so I think the press is our Granicus, and we are on Zoom. Michaela, how many people do we have on Zoom?
We have one director on Zoom. Ruth Johnson from Third.
Oh, okay, all right. Not of ours. All right, the next order of business is the approval of the agenda.
Make a motion to approve the agenda.
All right, any objections? So without objections, we are accepting the agenda. And you have the minutes of the corporate member meeting from November 8th, 2023, a year ago. Are there any objections, corrections to that? Seeing none, it is accepted without objection. All right, chair's remarks. Well, first and foremost, I want to thank everybody for all of the help and support that we have gotten this last year. And as far as I'm concerned, for the last 14 years. And we're going to start off this morning with a year in review of the Golden Rain Foundation. This doesn't cover everything that we've done, but we've tried to pick out specific highlights of what we have done as a board. And we've got, it's coming. Okay. And this has been our board. And we're going to start off with General Services, which is Chair Mobility of Vehicles Committee, Steve Leonard. Steve, can you give us the highlights of your year?
Well, actually, you were chair for most of it. I'm just recently, but as reported by staff, they've implemented a public outreach strategy for the residents, including the pop-up booths, which has been very popular. And they've done some extensive monitoring on the ridership data. So we now have more data than we had previously. Next slide, please. They have been lowering costs. They have been trying to consolidate vehicles and avoid overlapping purchases when the vehicles were not necessary and vehicles could be shared within departments. Our smaller buses obviously are saving on maintenance and fuel costs, and we completed the 2025 vehicle CIP, including the elimination of one full-size bus. Next slide, please. We had the successful transition of the transportation hub from Clubhouse 1 to the Village Library and back to Clubhouse 1 due to the renovation project at Clubhouse 1. We replaced 10 bus benches with newer benches located off the sidewalk as requested by the Vision Club and approved by the GRF board. Next slide, please. And back to you.
Okay, thank you. All right, now let's look at the maintenance and construction. And I had the privilege of taking this over a little bit earlier this year, but I definitely want to recognize the work that the previous chair, Yvonne Horton, did on this. We also have to really acknowledge and thank staff. And in this particular committee, it was, of course, our director, Manuel Gomez, Guy West, who is our project division manager, Bert Mejia, the M&C assistant director, and Heather Ziva, our projects administrator. And without them, all of this would not get done. We also had 2 advisors on this committee, Bill Walsh and Ajit Gidwani. So thanks to them as well. Our advisors are non-voting members of the committee, but they add so much in background and knowledge, research that we really need to know that those are the ones that help keep our committee going. So projects that were completed in 2024, asphalt paving, seal coat, the parkway replacements, the broadband HVAC, the building C roof replacement, the building D electrical, the equestrian security fencing and gates, the repair shop electrical, the service center generator, keep going, the welding shop replacement, Clubhouse 1 pool chemical distribution, Clubhouse 1 pool plastering, Clubhouse 1 sound system, Clubhouse 1 beautification, big project, and Clubhouse 7 floor replacement. The community center first floor office cubicle replacement over in resident services. So we got lots done with maintenance and construction. And the next is security, and we have a couple of things under security, which I am very pleased to have chaired. And I want to thank particularly our staff, Carmen Aguilera and Alicia Magnuson. As you'll see, they worked on 3 different committees. They were the backbone. They did all of the gut work for us, and we could not have done all that we did this year without them. Also, our director, Eric Nunez, and in our traffic hearings, we had a fabulous traffic officer, Eric Abalamoki. I never pronounce his name right. And we also really appreciated from security, Roger Cowdery and Aaron Kennedy, which helped us with our rules and regulations that we updated this year. So let's first look at SCAC, Security and Community Access Committee. We updated the vehicle traffic and parking regulations. That was a big project, and we thank compliance for their help with that as well. We updated the traffic fines because we were finding that the slap on the wrist, that most of the fines weren't doing any good in deterring people from speeding or running stop signs particularly. So we're hoping this will help. Bicycle registrations to deter theft. Boy, I can't speak this morning. I'm sorry. We found that we were having a lot of bicycles that were disappearing, I guess because they're a little bit easier to pick up than a car. And so we did this registration so that and it has helped considerably in finding bicycles once they have been stolen. Evaluation of the stop sign, crosswalk, and signage requests that we got from our residents. And we're still looking at the Smart ID project. It's under review with IT, and we hope this next year they'll be able to work on that. The other next committee is the traffic hearing committees. And again, these wonderful ladies helped us with updating the script for the hearing chair and setting up a rotating calendar for the hearing chair. The other thing under safety was the Disaster Preparedness Task Force. Again, Carmen and Alicia putting on fabulous expo for us and really helping us throughout with disaster preparedness. Emergency antennas were put on all the clubhouses. We worked with the city of Laguna Woods and their consultant, Jacob Green, to update and coordinate the emergency operations plan and make sure that we are working together and not separate or against each other in this plan. Successful expo, as I said, and the Great Quake Drill. We promoted shelter in place for emergencies. In the past, it had been everybody leave your house and go to a clubhouse, and that really was not practical. So we have been promoting shelter in place and how to do that and the materials that you need and the supplies that you need for that. We presented clubhouse coordinator and building captain training by Grace Stencil. She did a fantastic job. And we promoted pet care registrations and evacuation procedures at various events by Sandy Benson, because our animals, we have more dogs than we have people in this community. And we need to make sure in case of an emergency that we take care of them. Next we have Media and Communication Committee, and that's Joan Milliman. Joan?
Thank you, Madam Chair. It's my pleasure to present to you the Media and Communications Committee. I want to thank especially our staff who've been, although small, they've been fantastic. Elise Rothrock is our director. Susan Logan McCracken does much of the breeze, or always does the breeze, and Jenning Lee does all the Globe articles for Media and Communication. In addition, we have several wonderful advisors, including Lucy Parker, Catherine Bryans, Teresa Frost, Tom Nash, and Carmen Pacella. During the year, you all know what the Village Breeze is, and the latest one is right here, which you will get pretty soon if you haven't gotten it already. And it's our bi-monthly magazine, which features information from all the boards and topics of general interest to the village. It's delivered to every manor via USPS, every door-to-door program. How can we do this? It's through the wonderful sponsorship of Memorial Care, which sponsors our production and printing and postage for this magazine. And if you're familiar with what's up in the village, every Friday you get an email from the village telling current news and events and programs, election notifications, and so on. And it has an exceptional opening rate. Just about everybody in the village is opening what's up in the village. You don't want to miss that. Other services that communications provides includes a preparation of multi-format preparations for the boards, clubs, groups, and staff. They prepare written communications for public consumption. We don't just send out news articles willy-nilly. It has to go through the staff in media and communications. They support all VMS departments through writing, editing, design, signage, news, correspondence, and so on. All the signs in the village are part of what they do. New resident orientation is another feature that we do, and you can get village living and special guest events. Next. This is a snapshot of the jobs that they have done during the year. If you look at the bottom column, you see how many jobs were tracked from January through October, 1,038, and all this, how many people subscribe to the news, 1,110, and documents that were uploaded to the website, and I'll get to that in a minute, 715, and then news posts for those months, a total of 363. You may not think that's a lot, but you just come and watch them work. I mean, they've got piles of paper, and you barely see the tops. You only see the tops of their heads. Next comes our big feature right now. If you haven't seen it already, the new website is out. It was released Tuesday, And thanks to Chuck Holland, largely, and it's an exciting, exciting place. You'll find it's easier to navigate, and the search functionality is greatly improved. Yes, there's a learning curve, but it's minor compared to what we had to go through before. So I'm looking forward to the excitement of the new website. The Globe, the Laguna Woods Globe, has press releases, which Jennings often is writing. They include things like the Village Bulletin, which gives schedules for tree trimming, weed abatement, bulky item pickup, easy pay, and so on. Then the Village Report, or a short village news articles, again in the Globe, and Village Recreation on news, programs, events, renovations, and schedules. And that's the end of my report.
Thank you. And now we get to landscape, and that's you, Kush.
Thank you. We had several landscape projects, and first of all, I need to thank Elsie Addington as the advisor, and then obviously the staff. We couldn't have done much without them, Kurt, Weeman, and Megan. Besides them, there were quite a lot of them, about 140 other landscapers working in the department. So I'm going to go through this a little differently. I have a cheat sheet done, same items. We updated the hand tools from gasoline operation to battery operation. We also updated or completed the re-landscaping design for entry gates for a fresher look. More sharp charging wall was completed and ready for use. And maybe I will spend 1 minute talking about that. According to the state legislation, we are supposed to change over from gasoline-operated tools to battery-operated. And we couldn't have done it because we get rebates to buy the new machine, and it has to be done before the end of the year. So we had to finish it this year. So we did renewed permit for the Aliso Creek cleanup to be done 4 times a year. We renewed the mulch contract with City of Laguna Woods to help keep mulch yard cost effective. Clubhouse 1, as you know, got renovated. So Clubhouse 1 landscape design is in progress to spruce up and complement the construction update. We purchased 2 mini chippers that can chip on the site, assisting staff to take fewer trips to the yard. Clubhouse 6 turf reduction almost complete. New planting is in progress. So that takes care of the landscape department. And I think I am next on the recreation. So in just a moment. All right. So, next slide, please. We had 83 total recreation events January through December. 57 total classes offered, 22 fee-based and 35 were free. 10 new clubs processed, approved from waitlist. What this means is we have 250 plus clubs and a long waitlist. So when the old clubs stopped using the facilities, we had 10 new approved through the waitlist. We received new banquet tables that were purchased for Clubhouse 1, 2, 5, and 6. So we had new workbench chairs purchased for slip casting studio. Greatly improved overall atmosphere at the garden center. I'm sure people who use the garden center would understand what this means. Continuing, we switched to 4UP credit card payment system. 4UP is the name of the company, saving us approximately $50,000 per year. A contract for outsourcing golf course maintenance approved by GRF with a total saving of approximately $180,000. Yoo-hoo! So we established new golfers orientation to introduce new residents to the golfer community and make them feel more welcome. Not a bad thing to do, huh? Shared cost percentage of 35-65 was introduced. 35 coverage covering total expenses for golf maintenance and operations, including depreciation. 65% of total cost to be recovered through fees was approved by GRF and effective January 2025. Golf fees approved by GRF and effective January 2025. Moving on. Equestrian Center. The entry security gate was installed and completed. Replaced, renovated small arena. Fans were installed in all stalls to keep horses comfortable in summer heat. Then in Clubhouse 1, we had a full renovation, which we are all familiar with. Additional reservable space at back is pending due to billiards consolidation. Pool 1 new plaster is happening or already done. Okay, 60th anniversary event at Clubhouse 2 in cooperation with Media and Communications and Memorial Care attracted over 500 people. It was an unduly hot day that day, so which was saved by Memorial Care by sponsoring wonderful ice cream. Yeah. So, the annual review of recreation operation rules was completed, and it's on a 28-day hold, which will be completed in December. CAC recommendations to GRF board anticipated to be officially approved by GRF board in December. Okay, that's the same thing I just mentioned, sorry. Implemented new room reservation fees in February 24, requiring all GRF volunteers, what is this one? GRF volunteers, 475 total, to keep an application or a waiver form on file. But this does not include the disaster preparedness task force and building captains. So we have a whole bunch of volunteers, and thank you all for all your participation. Truly appreciate it. Moving on. We adjusted contract instructors split from 80-20 to 70-30. The split contract instructors take large portion. GRF takes the smaller amount for use of room, admin, and advertising. Next item, safety net. Recommended training attended by staff. So this was a staff training, and gap instructions completed. at facilities to identify areas needed of improvement. So all this was done through the Recreation Department, and I first of all wish to thank the advisors. They were Dennis Boudreau and Ajit Gidwani. And all this work couldn't have been achieved without the assistance of the staff, mainly Allison, Jackie, and Jennifer, the three stalwarts of this department. Truly appreciate all the help and support in making our life better, and look forward to more of it. Thank you. Whoa.
All right, our next category is finance, and our chair and treasurer doesn't seem to be
He is
here,
on
so-
Zoom. He is available on Zoom right now.
On Zoom, okay. Take it away, Bill.
All right, thank you very much. I've been here from the beginning, but for some reason, the system wasn't recognizing me, so I could hear all the reports, and so thank you guys very much. Right. The year for finance, I think, is the year for finance like it typically is, because there are, a few large items that we go through every year. We go through the audit process, which is a, very long and involved process to have our books audited. It involves a great deal of staff time and of the committee members' time. I want to thank everyone. If I read everybody's name, I would burn too much time. But Steve Hormuth and I have worked very closely together, and I really have enjoyed working with him and everyone else. And this year we were, I think we were successful in holding our budget pretty tight. We have a approximately 4% increase year over year, and that keeps up with the rate of inflation. For those that didn't watch the process, you know that it started much larger and that we cut it down, I think, by 2/3 or more. And so I appreciate everybody that sharpened their pencils and were able to keep our per man or per month fee down as much as possible. So thank you all for that. We also have gone through a process of looking at the usage fees for all of our amenities and such, and we have, as a part of a multi-year project, getting all of our fee structures on a regular cycle to review them. That was not my idea. I inherited it, so as the treasurer. So I appreciate everyone who started that up, and it's showing the fruit this year and in the coming years. But we did make changes in the golf green fees, the occupancy fees, and we've already mentioned the traffic enforcement fees, which are an economic item that we do not hope to generate much activity. Our goal is to have safety and compliance, not to fine people. So we are in the process of reviewing the equestrian center usage fees and the RV storage lot usage fees, and we should have those done by the end of the year, calendar year.
Thanks, Bill.
Yep, thank you.
All right. Our next group is water conservation. And we work very closely with El Toro Water District. El Toro Water District has a group called CAG, Community Advisory Group. I am a member, and Donna Ray Snolstick is a member. And this last year, we participated actively. They have quarterly meetings. We attended the H2O for HOAs program that were presented by combined water districts in Orange County. We collaborated with the El Toro Water District directors and staff regarding village water conservation efforts. This is a big ongoing project. Many of you are aware that we are under state mandate to get rid of non-functional turf in the next couple of years. And we also had an active exploration of potential funding opportunities for water conservation efforts. So it only meets quarterly, but it's a very active group, and I appreciate Donna's participation. She will continue, but not as a GRF member, but as a third member. So, but that will go forward. All right, our next department is information technology. Martin?
Thank you. Thank you, corporate members, for being here. For candidates, attendees, thank you for being here. About time I got up here. Are we talking information, ITAC, or broadband? Where are we going?
That's the only slide is for broadband.
I sent in an ITAC. I'll read it. Never mind. Okay. ITAC committee, it's been a 4-year project for the enterprise resource planning system. And it's happy to note that phase 1 is pretty much completed. They're doing daily tweaking and cleaning up, but it's looking really good. That involves mostly the financial functions utilized by VMS for Laguna Woods Village. There were some delays, but much of phase 2 was also implemented in the as they were rolling out phase 1. So that was kind of like catching up there. I know that phase 1 consisted of the design, implementation, and the acceptance testing for thousands of tasks performed by staff. We're now into phase 2, which is involving customer engagement, field services, budget preparation, project operation, loan, contract, master planning, and that is looking at, it's going to take up the preponderance of 2025 to go through the analysis, design, and implementation of phase 2. The good thing is that we haven't blown the budget yet. We're still under and got a little cushion there, so let's see how Chuck Holland does, who I want to give an extreme thanks to for his work that him and his group did. Grant Schultz, they provided a lot of leadership, as well as their partner, our partner, Avantico's Valerie Ladd. She was very, very helpful in getting this thing rolled to where it's at now. I want to thank our advisors, Debbie Dotson and Sue Margolis. They were participated a lot in getting this thing moving along. And I also want to make a special thanks to Jim Hopkins, who chaired the committee for most of the year and did a good job in getting it moving along. So that's what I have on ITAC.
You want to do broadband?
And moving into broadband, what a year that's been. The committee, along with VMS staff and the consultants, the broadband group, TBG, we researched a lot of next generation technologies used in the broadband service industry, and you probably hear technology is always changing in the news. We hear that. We did also explore business models that possibly were faced with as far as whether we do nothing, partner, or go on our own. We did develop a solution that optimizes our existing resources, eliminates outdated equipment that we have out there, and provides for maximized asset utilization for our next generation technologies. You're hearing and seeing more from staff publications regarding that next generation technology. And I really want to commend the community for providing a lot of feedback, and more needs to be provided as far as how people feel about where they're at and where the possibilities are of where we're going. A very special thanks needs to go to Paul Ortiz. He's like my design authority, what I see of him and his broadband division staff. Robert Carroll for his leadership, and also the financial services department. They've been, counting all the monies that is involved in this important project. Our consultants to the broadband group have been very helpful. I want to thank our advisors that helped us, John Carroll, Debbie Dotson, and Bunny Carpenter. Very instrumental in helping us stay on top of what's going on. And so stay tuned, Film at 11. There's more to follow on what this topic is all about. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Says thank you.
And that is a very condensed view of what GRF has done in the last year. So thank you all. It's been a pleasure serving with you. I have a couple of introductions I'd like to make. First of all, our Inspector of Elections, Catherine Burkhardt from Unelect. And she will be conducting the election for our new directors. And we have Lori Poole, who is the GRF attorney. So thank you both for your contributions this last year. Okay, now we get to talk about people who are going. Sad times. We have a number of directors whose terms have expired or have resigned or otherwise been forced to leave our board. So I'd like to start off with Joan Milliman. And Joan, we have here a certificate for you. And Joan, she's spent 2 terms on GRF. She's been secretary and chair of the Media Communications Committee. She's the Robert's Rules of Order Study Group president. She also works with the Village Community Fund, Thrive, and the History Center. So she is deserving of a well-deserved rest right now. Next we have Gan, and I won't even try. Mokopade. I never do it right. Thank you, Gan.
Thank you. Thank you much.
All right, Gan has been on GRF for 2 terms, and he's been co-chair of our M&C committee. Added a lot, particularly in the Clubhouse 1 renovation. So has done quite a bit while he's been on here for 2 years. Next we have Martin Rosa. Ta-da! Martin was the first delegate from United for a 3-year term here on GRF, and we hope he will continue. Another one that was here just briefly, but she didn't come this morning, is Donna Ray Sosnick, and she, oh, there you are. Hi, Donna. We'll save this for you. So we have a plaque for her. Donna was on the Finance Committee, Special Audit Committee, Village Community Fund, and there we go. Water Conservation, of course, and Disaster Preparedness Task Force. So she was with us for a little less than a year, but Third stole her back. So she will continue. And now we have a couple of people who left our board early. Ones that we were very sad to see leave because they were great contributions to our board. First and foremost, Jim Hopkins. Okay. Jim served 2 terms. He was treasurer and helped us through our really bad financial times and kept us well above the red line. And also served as president of GRF, and we appreciate his service. And the next one, of course, is Yvonne Horton. Yvonne also served 2 terms on GRF. She chaired MNC and she chaired Community Activities Committee. And believe me, there is nobody in this village who knows more about our community activities, our recreation, than this lady. Okay. And last but not least, we have retiring is our VMS director, the GRF representative to VMS for a number of years, Diane Phelps. Diane was also treasurer. She was a special audit and very active on the village commission. What do they call it? Community fund. Community fund. Okay. So we thank her as well. And I would also like to give special thanks to Rainer Rothberg, who served just a little time on GRF board this term, but has been so active on many of our committees representing Mutual 50, the towers, so well. And we really appreciate all of the work that she has done. So. Okay, and now I
Excuse
get
me,
to-
there's just one more.
Oh, well, yeah, I'm
Are we doing you?
leaving too. Thank you.
Juanita, last but not least, and of course she can't introduce herself. She's been on the governing boards in Laguna Woods for about 14 years. 6 years on United as president and secretary, among other things, and 6 years on GRF, where she served on every single committee, and she's chaired several of them, including executive hearings, security and community access, mobility and vehicles. She was co-chair on disaster prep. She spent 2 years on VMS. And in addition, she served as moderator on candidate forums for both GRF and United. Her extracurricular activities, if you want to say that, were she was an advisor for United Governing Docs Committee. In addition, she's worked as a library supervisor on Saturdays for many years, and she's been on village television, you may have seen her, for the Trading Post. So congratulations, Juanita.
Thank you. And now we get to see the small amount of people who are continuing directors, and we really appreciate Kushbada, William Cohen, Egon, Goffhofer, I always get your name mixed up, and Stephen Leonard. So we've got a core group here to continue. And now we get to the replacements.
Madam Chair,
Oh, yes?
before you go too far.
Oh, I
may
got one more thing. And then
Okay.
Okay. A few years ago, we put in a new system where every year one of the mutuals elects a delegate to GRF as a regular GRF director. It has been Martin for the last 3 years, and starting this year, it's Ellen Leonard. So we welcome Ellen to the board. Okay.
Before we go too far, Donna, if you're still there, can you turn your camera on? Hi, Donna. Would you like to read what we wrote together?
I would, but I've sent it to you, so I don't have it anymore.
Oh,
So
okay.
you get to do it.
Oh, I'm sorry you don't have it, but I thought you would. So anyway, what we did was we realized that Juanita and Joan have been the pillars that will be missing very sorely. So we created a kind of a certificate which I have in the box for them. And this one's for Juanita. I'm going to bring it to you in a moment, but I'm going to read what we've written. And it says, Certificate of Appreciation to Juanita Skillman. Glasses would help. In recognition of her years of service and valuable contributions to the community, including Director of United Board from 2016 to 21, President 2 terms, Secretary 6 terms, Director of VMS Board 21, Director Golden Rain Foundation from 21 to 24, First Vice President from 23 to 24, Interim President 2024, Saturday Supervisor at the Village Library, which is more like your hobby, I think. Long-term commitment to governance and village. So this is from the board of directors of the Golden Rain Foundation of Laguna Woods, the rest of the board. On today's date is 11/13. So congratulations and thank you from all of us.
And if I might add,
Not at all.
for Juanita,
It's in
can you
purple,
hear me?
which is your favorite color.
Yes, it is.
Yes, I did want to say, can you hear me?
Yes.
I did want to add that her favorite color is purple. And
Surprise.
that's got a special meaning for those of us who remember the poem a long time ago about wearing purple. Once we reach a certain age, we can do whatever we want. So we did make that in purple. It's special recognition.
Thank you, Donna. So we go next to Joan, who is our guru in Robert's Rules and the operation. So we have another certificate for you. It says, Certificate of Appreciation to Joan Milliman in recognition of nearly a decade of service to governance of Laguna Woods Village and to community as a whole, including Director of Golden Rain Foundation, the GRF, from 2015 to 2024. Secretary 2015 to 2024. Chair of Media and Communications Committee. Director of Third Mutual Board for 2 years service. 2 years service to the election for GRF. Leadership of Robert's Rules Club of Laguna Woods. Regards as the village expert of Robert's Rules. Regarded as the expert. We'll miss you, Joan. Always willing to help and guide others in the proper utilization of these guiding principles for conducting meetings. Board of Directors of multiple community groups including History Center, Thrive, Village Community Fund. From the directors of Laguna Woods Golden Rain Foundation on 11/13/2024. We present this with deep honor. Thank you. Okay. Donna, did you have to add anything?
Nope.
No, and it's just their extensive service and the length of time. We appreciate everybody who serves on the board and who serves the community, but did feel that it was appropriate and necessary to
Lovely.
of the special today.
Sorry, we had a little conspiracy going to create this, and we did quite successfully. Thank you, Donna, for all the help.
Thank you all.
Thank you very much.
Okay, and now I'm going to introduce the GRF board candidates. We have 2 vacancies for terms to conclude in 2027. We have 1 vacancy for a term to conclude in 2026, and 2 vacancies for terms to conclude in 2025, this time next year. And the candidates are Allison Bach, Bunny Carpenter, Gary Durst, Donald Hoffman, Yvonne Horton, Manohar Motwani, Brad Reinhardt, and Martin Rosa. And I will turn it over to our Inspector of Elections, Catherine Burkhardt, to conclude the election.
Thank you. So I wanted to give an update. We had a total of 17 absentee ballots submitted by the deadline, which was today at 9 a.m. 2 from United, 11 from Third, and 4 from Mutual 50. The next step is I will request a motion to commence balloting. I'll request that the corporate members that are attending who did not submit an absentee ballot come up and vote. We'll then end the polling, and then myself and Paul will start to open envelopes and calculate the ballots and the results. Thank you.
Okay. All right, we'll entertain a motion to commence balloting. Joan?
I so move that we commence balloting.
I'll second it.
Very good. Any objections? Let's go for it.
Okay. So if the corporate members that are present could come forward.
Is it the one with the highest, 2 with the highest, those get the 3-year?
Goes down from there, right. Okay, so you'll be voting for 5 candidates. I'm gone. As soon as we elect these new people. Bill is the officer that's remaining. On Zoom?
We elect something.
Look, it's time to go to the bathroom.
But you see,
Say it
in this,
again.
it's what I found. Everybody else is gone. We're going to get 5 today, plus 4, and 1 is automatically elected. So 5 plus 4 and 1 is 10.
Is it okay? I would like to request a motion to cease balloting.
I make a motion to cease balloting.
I move we cease balloting unless that's already happened.
Thank you.
All right, folks, we're ready to get started again. Please find your seats and settle down. All right, I will call on Catherine Burghardt to give us the results of the election.
Thank
Oh,
you.
we need a motion to cease balloting. Oh, we already did, we did cease balloting.
We've ceased balloting, but
We didn't do count, we're doing counting of the ballots. And we can't do certification until we hear, so we're good. Okay, Catherine. go
Thank
for
you.
it.
So we had a total of 26 corporate members that submitted ballots, and the following is the election results. Brad Reinhardt received the top number of votes, so he has been elected with a term ending in 2027. Martin Rosa received the next highest votes with a term ending in 2027. Gary Durst received the next highest votes with a term ending in 2026. Allison Bach received the next highest votes with a term ending in 2025. And finally, Manohar Matwani received the next highest vote with a term ending 2025. So Brad Reinhardt, Martin Rosa, Gary Durst, Allison Bach, and Manohar Matwani are elected. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. I need a motion to certify the election. Okay.
who moved it? Kush?
Yes.
Kush moved.
I second it.
All right. Okay.
Juanita, we will need maybe a 5-minute recess just so we could transition into the
Oh, of
organizational
course,
meeting.
absolutely, understand. Okay, but
Any objections?
my,
Any
yeah,
objections?
any objections to certification of the election of the, none. Seeing none, it is certified without objection. Now, Michaela, do we have to do, I know with mutuals, we've got VMS staff as ex officio members. Do we need to do that?
Yes, so that'll all be at the organizational meeting once everyone elects the
Okay,
officers.
at the
So we're gonna
organization,
have
all right, good.
all the new directors seated at the dais.
All right, very good. Well,
So just a 5 to 10 minute recess, and then we'll resume organizational meeting. Thank you.
all righty. Okay, well, in that case, at 11:22, this meeting is adjourned.
Adjourned or recessed?
No, it's adjourned.
It's adjourned.
And we will meet again at 11:30 for the organizational meeting. It's a whole separate meeting. And Bill
I will be running that meeting.
will be conducting that via Zoom.
Thank you. Bye.
All right. On the dais.
Hi, William. I'll respond to your chat right now on Zoom.
Okay.
Can we get the new directors to sit at the dais, please? We're going to start the next meeting.
Are we ready to presume? Right? Yes, no, or maybe?
Okay, William, we're good to start whenever you are.
All right. Is William Kahn. I'm the treasurer of the board of directors of the Golden Rain Foundation of Laguna Woods. I call this organizational meeting together of it's the annual meeting of the the annual organizational meeting for the Board of Directors. I acknowledge that we have people online, at least me. Anyone else online?
No.
And do we have the media?
No.
All right, so let's move on to the item on the agenda, which is the approval of the agenda. I will entertain a motion to approve the agenda. Moved.
I'll make a
Second.
motion. A second.
Any objection? The agenda is approved. All right, next item is the approval of the minutes from the last organizational meeting. I entertain a motion to approve the minutes from the last organizational meeting.
So moved.
Second? Any
Second.
objection? The absence of objection, it is approved. We now have a period of time for member comments. Are there any member comments?
No, I believe Martin has a comment, though.
Just want to welcome my fellow new members to the board and wishes all the best of luck.
Thank you, Martin. All right, we move to the election of officers by opening the nominations. Entertain nominations for the, I did have one procedural question. Are we voting on each officer as the nominations are made one by one?
Yes.
All right. So the first is the office of the president. The floor is open for nominations.
Do you just talk, or do you, Chair?
You turn on-
I'd
you
like
turn
to
on your mic-
move,
you turn
I
on your
move,
microphone and then you
I have
talk.
my mic on, so I move that I want to nominate Allison Bach as president. She achieved several key milestones while serving as president of United. Thank you.
I nominate.
So sorry. Allison will need to accept the nomination.
Yes.
Go ahead.
I nominate Kush Bada for the the job of president because he has been on the GRF board for a while and other boards and has done a very good job. Thank you.
I accept.
Bill?
Any other nominations?
Yes, I nominate William Cohen.
Sorry?
Will you accept?
I accept.
Oh.
Any other nominations? All right, we'll move to balloting.
Okay, the corporate secretaries will distribute the ballots to the board. If you could write down the name of the director you would like as president. And then, William, if you would like to send it to me via the Zoom chat box, I'll input yours down. Thank you.
We'll do it.
Thank you. I'll give you one.
Too.
Oops. Can I borrow your pen? Thank you.
Okay, with a total of 5, Kush Bada has been elected as GRF president, William Cohen had 3, and Allison Bach with 2.
All right, congratulations, Kush. And then the question arises, should I turn the rest of this meeting over to Kush, or do I stay as the officer through the end?
Yes, so Kush will take over. He's going to move seats to the chair position on the dais, and then he'll take over the meeting.
All right, it's all yours, Kush. Congratulations.
Thank you all for putting your trust in me and appreciate the support. It's big shoes to fill, and I'm going to promise to do my best and lead you in the correct direction. So the next, what we do is elect the first vice president. Is that where I'm going?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So for that, I recommend that we start nominating the first vice president. And I nominate Martin Rosa for that position.
I accept.
Lovely. Anybody else? Okay. With that, no other, then we cease balloting. And Martin, congratulations, you're the next first vice president. Welcome. Next is second vice president. And anybody nominating anybody? I saw Stephen's hand first.
I nominate Allison Bach.
Anybody else? You had your hand up too.
Allison Bach needs to accept the
Allison,
nomination.
do you accept? Yeah. Welcome. Allison will be the second vice president. Okay. Welcome, Allison. Thank you. Next position is secretary. Do we have anybody who wants to nominate anybody? I don't hear anything. I nominate Stephen Leonard as secretary.
I don't accept.
Okay, good. Stephen, I thought. How about Ellen?
I do not accept.
Okay. So we tried. Anybody wants to be the secretary? Wants to nominate themselves? Okay. I don't hear anything. Did you?
Egon raised his hand.
If nobody else will take it, I did it originally when I got on the board. I'll do it, hopefully, for a while.
Did he? I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. Did you say you would like?
I said yes.
Okay, fabulous. So we have a secretary, Egon. Thank you. Next one is treasurer. Who? Yes, go ahead.
I nominate Bill Cohen.
Okay, Bill.
Kush?
Bill, do you accept?
I accept.
Okay, Bill accepts. So somebody. Yes, Allison. Sorry.
I
sorry.
nominate Steve Leonard.
Okay, so Steve Leonard. Okay, we have two candidates. Do you
Steve,
want
do you accept?
Yes.
Okay, so let's vote. Are you going to pass out the papers? Fabulous. Thank you. Gary. Thank you.
Interesting.
All right, so William Cohen has been elected as GRF treasurer with a total of 5 to 4 and 1 abstention.
Congratulations, Bill.
Bill Cohen.
You are
Thank you very much.
you are the new treasurer or continuing treasurer. Fabulous. Thank you, all of you. So now we need to entertain a motion to approve the resolution for election of officers. Martin,
I'll make a motion to accept to approve the resolution for the election of the officers.
lovely.
Seconded.
Gary seconds, okay.
And Paul can read aloud the resolution if you'd like him to.
Thank you.
Okay, Resolution 90-24-XX, appointment of officers, resolved on November 13th, 2024, pursuant to the Golden Rain Foundation bylaws, Article 9, officers, which sets guidelines, terms, and responsibilities for the election of officers to this corporation. The following persons are hereby elected to the office indicated next to their names to serve. Kush Bada, President. Martin Rosa, First Vice President. Allison Bach, Second Vice President. Egon Garthoffner, Secretary. William Cowan, Treasurer. Resolve further that the following staff officers, following staff persons are hereby appointed as ex officio officers of this corporation. Siobhan Foster, Vice President. Carlos Rojas, Assistant Secretary. Steve Hormuth, Assistant Treasurer. Resolve further that the resolution 90-23-73 adopted December 5th, 2023 is hereby superseded and canceled. And resolve further that the officers and agents of this corporation are directed on behalf of this corporation to carry out this resolution.
Okay. So, I have one or two small announcements before we adjourn. We have, just to put it on your calendar for people who are joining our board new, the 21st of this month is the agenda prep meeting, which is at 9:30 in the morning upstairs in the Willow Room. And I have nothing further, so we can adjourn this meeting.
Hang on
No.
for a sec.
It's just an announcement.
No. On the officers. We moved it in second.
Do we have to vote on the resolution that was just read?
It is approved.
Yeah, I think we have to finalize the vote for the resolution.
Oh,
We
thank
had
you.
someone make the motion in second, but we'd need someone to finalize it.
Okay, so
I move that
We
we
need-
accept the resolution.
we already have a first and second, so we all in sync
Then you have
to
any objections,
approve
and then
it,
we're
correct? Are you saying something, Bill? We can hardly hear you.
I'm sorry, yes. I mean, absent objections with a motion and a second, you'd be done. I didn't hear the motion in the second. I'm sorry.
Okay, so with no, do we have any objections? No other objections, then I think the motion is passed.
First, the motion, and then the vote
We did have a motion,
to accept these.
we did, and it was seconded by Martin. So, yeah. So, thank you. Okay, so our team is in place, and we look forward to work with you all. And we now can, it's 11:53, so I think we are now ready for lunch. So all of us can move to the clubhouse 2 for lunch. Yeah,
Well, not all of us.
I don't know about.
If the newly elected directors can come over to the corporate secretary area right here, we're going to take you guys upstairs and give you a brief tour. Although some of you I know are already acquainted, but just reacquaint you guys and have you sign some documents, and then you guys can head over to the luncheon.
Sorry, I'm getting myself situated, so. Thank you all.